Just saying, like, and the last game of the season may not make a difference.
Are you hyping up the Dolphins in their playoff run so when they lose to the Jets next week, you can claim that the Jets knocked them out of the playoffs?
No.
Because I know how your mind works.
No, I actually hadn't got there yet, but I probably could have gotten there on my own. I'm not there yet, but it would be sweet justice to eliminate the Dolphins for the second straight year out of the playoffs.
Oh my
God, that's actually not where my head was at. I just looked at their schedule, and I've been playing a lot with the tool for the playoff machine.
Mayo Experience.
Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by Underdog. Week 13 picks against the spread, Cust Corner, free money, a list not from Tim but from Geoff. This week we got a ton here for you. If you missed part 1, Thanksgiving and Black Friday, shame on you. That's up on the PME feed and Mayo Media Network right now. Subscribe to both. Smash the like while you're here. We'll jump right into it. Geoff, tease the list for us before you actually give it.
Geez, I'm nervous. I've not usually done this.
Just tell us what it is. Just tell us what the list is.
So teasing the list is just saying what the topics are?
Yeah, just saying what the topic of the list is.
Okay, well, listen, you gave me a task of making a list that was football related. And I had a few ideas and I could have kept it like really positive, but I decided to go to something that could get negative potentially. And it was the 10 things I currently like least about the NFL. And this isn't an easy task because I love football. I love ball. Those games that bother you, that Broncos Raiders shit show, I love it. Every second of it. So, there's NFL's never not watchable for me, but I'm a stickler, and like a family or a child, there'll be things that I don't like about you at times, even though my love of ball will never diminish. So these would be my current complaints.
Is the games number one?
No, I just told you I like the games.
The times of games would be on my list.
That's also kind of because we live where we live. If you lived in San Diego, it'd be great. When you lived in Calgary, the games came on at a great time.
Yeah.
Mountain time zone, fire time
It's
zone.
the best time zone in the
It's
world for
also like a
sports watching.
stage of life. Now you got young kids. You're tired so much earlier. The thought of the game starting at 8:30. I'm just speaking for us normies on the East. I feel bad for you guys.
9:30. 9:30. Prime time is game
so
start.
Late. But if you were still at like university, 9:30 is like it's like for your pre-drink.
Yes, you're right. I also
Pre-drink.
What?
We've discussed this in the past.
That you've never heard of it?
Well, I have now, but it's like that only people do that
I
on
didn't know
Monday
you were
night.
as unaware of pre-drinks as you were of like what goes on at rec leagues.
We used to do a lot of pre-drinking on Sunday nights because Sunday night was dollar drink night at the bar. So we used to schedule our classes for like 3 o'clock on Monday so we could go out and party all night on Sunday.
Okay.
There's a lot of pre-drinking.
9:30, you might not even have had dinner yet, for like Monday Night Football in college. So it's just about phases of life, but you're right. I'll probably never really enjoy the times too much.
Well, let's hear this. I'm excited to hear what you hate about football.
Okay, so there's a couple, what do you call those things? Like honorable mentions that would be obvious for other people, but this is me. Like, so, I think people really hate the slate disparity. That doesn't bother me. Most of the games are at 1, and then there's select games at 4. That doesn't bother me. When it gets to 8 games, I guess that bothers me. Fine. A lot of people, low-hanging fruit, be like, they take games away from America. Rah, rah, rah. I want to get mad at that. I'll cry if the Chargers get drawn to go to Australia versus the Rams. Maybe they'll be dropping their Super Bowl banner there in week 0.
Who, the
but
Chargers?
I can't hate really on the Europe games because yesterday, you know what I found myself wanting at 9:30? A football game in the morning. So right there, they have it.
Hold on though, because we actually discussed this yesterday.
Yes,
Is that
we did.
I think that the afternoon, I don't care how many games are on in the morning for that 1 p.m. window. I think there should always be at least 4 afternoon games. 3 games sucks.
Yeah, 4 was like we had 4 yesterday, and it was like the perfect number of games. Keep your attention. and being more engaged with the football going on.
I'll agree with that. A minimum of 4 in the afternoon. That seems like a fair rule. And then, like the refs or maybe advancements in reffing like can show up on this list, I don't really want to nitpick individual calls. Maybe there's just something major. But a couple penalties or things that are bothering me there. It's just, the protection of the quarterbacks. In some ways, you understand it, but it just goes way too far. Justin Herbert got laid out totally clean a week ago, 15 yards on the Jags, like despicable. It was as perfect. I mean, the Penning's a stall, a turnstile, but the hit on the quarterback was just clean and what you would want. So it's a shame when you see that happening.
We had that yesterday with the Colts and Chiefs.
Colts and Chiefs, and then with Brissett later on, the play that Brissett got hurt on when he was giving himself up out of bounds, and he was halfway out of bounds, and just got rocked.
Because he still was technically in bounds.
Okay, we'll have this in a minute. There was a replay assist on that one, and we'll more on that because tease.
But the whole point about it is we're gonna see this week now that part of the reason is, listen, no one's turning against football. It has higher ratings than ever. But even with like Baker out again, like I understand why they want to protect these quarterbacks because you start seeing some of these other quarterbacks play games. It's like, oh my God.
100%. And if you're a ref, I think it's just human nature. You change out Herbert for a different quarterback. You see a guy that's like the $40 million franchise lying there. You just instinctively, maybe you toss a flag. I don't know. But that's just so unfortunate. You got to be football. And then quarterbacks and noodle arms getting rewarded for like clear underthrows. I just hate that. In some ways, there should be more leniency. There should be more. I know you don't want rules vague, but just like fully rewarding a noodled throw because the DB is for the most part still playing his path, his position. I just don't like that. I don't know what you could do, but I don't want to nitpick individual rules. This is just some things that could have made a list. Maybe.
The problem is that if you start to, and I'm not saying that you're going to do it, but if you say that the underthrow and you give more leniency, I think you just put too much into the ref's hands to determine intent on what a throw was supposed to be. That all of a sudden, just who knows at that point.
Agree. I'm just saying, you just see these ducks getting like, that shouldn't be just, ducks. I don't know. I don't like it. Noodle arm tosses just
maybe the college approach is the happy medium. Pass interference is either spot foul if it's under 15 yards. Over that, it's a 15-yard penalty. Because like a 60-yard penalty is just too steep of a penalty for most pass interference.
I think that you would see people game those rules. Then.
Maybe, but I mean, 15-yard penalty is still huge.
And you know what? In college, the thing is, it's 15 yards in college because you watch a lot of college and you realize these guys would drop 65% of them. In the pros, you see these catches these guys make. Holy shit. Of course, there's drops, but you presume, it's like innocent until proven guilty with an NFL receiver, unless it's, Romeo Dobbs or Quentin Johnson classic. It's like reception until proven drop.
Just think about what people would do with like end of the game shots at the end zone. You could basically mug someone and get away with it if you wanted to.
Yeah, or you could have gradations of it the same way they do it where like with a face mask used to be, right? If it was an incidental pass interference, then it's 15 yards. If it's an intentional pass interference, then it's a spot foul.
But then you're putting so much in, again, you're trying to get the refs to judge intent of what's going on. That what if it's something is just in a complete gray area?
You're right.
Then it becomes a lot tougher.
It does.
That's why keeping it consistent.
We haven't even gotten to the list yet.
All right, well, hit us with the list. I like this list already. This is good.
Some of these things, it's just real to me, damn it. I don't know what else to say to you guys. So number 10, and again, this was hard because there aren't even like 10 things that I truly hate. So maybe I'm forcing it on the back, okay?
Tom Brady.
No, he's in here, but probably not as high as you think. Number 10, I'm not really going to blame the league for like Twitter or people being psychopaths, but awards discourse, I don't know. It's just gotten so weird. It's like every award now, Pat, because we bet golf, I think we're more it just feels like every award becomes like a 4-month long golf tournament. And what I mean by that is there's times on like Monday where a guy will be 60-1, me and you'll bet him. And then like by Tuesday afternoon, he's like 40-1. And we didn't win a bet, but we feel like good about ourselves. We almost feel like we should get something because of that. Like we've earned something. And then like come the weekend, he's like plus 250. And we're like, we deserve something for this. Win or not, like I deserve credit. I feel like all the awards have come this way. Now you got all these nerds with their like network positioning who are gamblers who are almost, I'm not saying like someone actually voting is going to like use a tweet to determine what they're voting for. But some of these guys now feel like political operatives when discussing their positions on awards. So I don't know. I don't like it. But we can move on because it's hard to pick things because I love ball.
Okay. I have no real comment on that.
Yeah, that was a weird one. Let's move on. Number 9, it happened again last night. It's just a tragedy sorry, not last night, last week, but you live it in real time. And I don't find humor in it. I don't actually hate it, but Al Michaels is just, it's like that someone's got to take the keys away from Grandpa. The whole game is Kirk explaining to Al what happened the same way you explain to like your grandpa who can't see. He's confused. He doesn't understand things. For primetime slots, there should be he's a fucking legend. So it just pains me that like the legend hasn't caught on. And I get it. I saw him on the Sports Media podcast with Jimmy Triana last week, and he's having a good time. He's having fun, and he's gonna work again next year. Oh, Al Michaels of like 25 years ago would be so ashamed of what Al Michaels today is doing, but the check's clear and that Bezos money is good. Number 8.
He's had to apologize for screwing stuff up. You don't normally see that.
It's just so bad. And then like the amount of times Kirk has to like walk him through it.
Which sucks because Herb's, I gotta say, not a fan. I don't watch college
Kirk
football.
Is so bad too, because he's so not new at this, but he's young and connected through the college. And how do I put this? He's got so many current friends in the games on the teams. Where like Troy Aikman used to suck because he had friends or knew people. Now Troy's like everyone Troy Aikman knew has filtered almost out of the league where he doesn't give a shit. He'll say whatever he wants about anyone. And Al was probably there a few years ago, but then it's a fine line where you just become like too old. And I'm not saying Al and Troy are in the same place, but you can walk that line perfectly. And then all of a sudden you're just like almost too old for the job. And when it's a standalone game, you can feel it.
Can I provide a little bit of pushback? Not even that I disagree, but a little bit of pushback. Al, throughout his entire sports career, has been next to Dan Deerdorf and Frank Giffen, then John Madden, then next to Chris Collinsworth, Tim McCarver. He's been next to some of the very best color people who are able to provide good color commentary and assist in the broadcast. Maybe having a bad color person in Herb Street next to him is making the broadcast that much worse. And at his age, he needs to have a very strong color commentary person sitting next to him. And if you were to remove Herb Street at the end of this year, and let's say someone like Kirk Cousins retired, or Drew Brees, who just got hired by Fox,
just lease out Greg Olsen, or get him back under primetime.
Somebody
Fox
else
should let Olsen do prime. Yeah, should lease him out for Thursday.
If you brought in another person next to Al doing the color who was engaging and insightful and fun the way Madden was, or the way that he was with Collinsworth, that he might revert to like 90% of his form. And he just needs an injection of some fresh life, and that would change the whole experience. So maybe it's not all on Al. Maybe Al's been saddled for the last 4 years with a color commentary partner who's not that strong.
You know who I feel like would have been a good at this point in time? And maybe he can do it. Maybe he'll get fired at the end of the year. I don't think that's going to happen. Get Pete Carroll in there, the old guy broadcast. Because Pete Carroll's got energy for days. I feel like he would be good at color commentary.
Yeah, that's what I think the Amazon broadcast really needs. Is there other stuff about Thursday football on here, Geoff?
No.
Because like to me, the answer is like I don't like Thursday football.
I'm with you. I'm over Thursday football. I don't even watch it. I watch it in the morning. I watch highlights.
Opening night, Thanksgiving, that's it.
Yeah, make it special. And maybe have one towards the end of the year or something.
Yeah,
like that.
less is more with Thursday football. Having it when it was introduced as a regular thing, if people remember in 2006, it was only like the last 6 weeks of the season, like this run to the playoff sort of thing. And then it had a purpose. But now it's every single week, and the games are so routinely bad, and it's not good for health and safety. And, I understand Amazon paid a cajillion dollars for it, but you can make it up to them by giving them a second game on Monday night. You can make it up to them in any number of ways. I would rather them get rid of Thursday football, but if they're not going to, give Al somebody better you can work with.
I would rather have the Monday doubleheader every week than have
Thursday football.
the Thursday football.
I agree.
Okay, moving on.
Oh, Jared, yes.
It kind of American people probably wouldn't know this, but it kind of sounds like Bob Cole towards the end, where if there's a big play, he's like, oh,
yeah,
and just doesn't give any insight. I also am not sure. I mean, who am I to judge Whitworth?
Who are
and Tony
you to
Gonzalez?
accuse me?
But I feel like it's almost too much fun. On the desk, at halftime. You got all these guys who are around the same age doing the same thing.
I like that
outfits. Do you? Yeah.
It's the
fair.
only TV panel that I actually enjoy is Richard Sherman and Whitworth and Tony Gonzalez and Fitz. They've got something good going there. Put Fitz in the booth.
There's a bit of Bob Cole
put
vibes.
Whitworth in there.
There's a bit of Bob Cole vibes there. And I guess he just did a lot of Leaf games, which would piss people off nationally. But a national standalone game is pretty annoying. And you can get away with this when it's your local broadcaster. It's like Joe Bowen. He tripped him, Ralphie. He tripped him. I don't know. National, whatever. Let's move along. Number 8. And maybe this shouldn't be on the list because it's, they're making an effort to do something. But in its current form, it is the implementation to me is too chaotic, not chaotic, inconsistent from game to game, and that would be replay assist. Now it's lovely. Anything that can get the call right is great, but you watch enough ball like all of us do, and you'll see something. You'll see a call get replay assist in one spot, and then something very similar happen in a different game, and there's no replay assist for the same situation, nearly identical. And in one situation, the coach is forced to then be on the clock. Am I challenging this? Am I not challenging this? This has happened with hits out of bounds. The Brissett flag was picked up on Sunday because of replay assist, identical in an earlier game, not picked up. You see a team get stopped on what I perceive as a 4th down, very short, looks like a coin flip. Replay assist says that he's got it. And in another game, I'm seeing what's identical, and I'm seeing a coach, forced under the gun of 30 seconds, decide whether he's challenging that or not. So, and I've even asked someone who works in the league for a team, if they, if the teams themselves have a clear definition of its implementation, and no, it's sort of like what we see is what we get. They're making an effort, and maybe they're on the road to getting it really right, but in its current form, pisses me off.
Well said.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I would like to see it implemented good across the board.
Yeah.
It would make the games faster.
Or just in a regular, routine, and consistent manner. That's right.
It's hard to know, but I just find that there's identical plays where it's happening in others and not for some. And I'm watching some coaches debate having to challenge it under that pressure and other coaches not having to challenge it. I don't know. So there, I'm glad that you guys agree. Number 7, bye weeks. Sort of teased that, I think, in something earlier we did.
Your
bye
power
weeks.
rankings of best bye weeks. Go.
No, this isn't ranking the bye weeks. It is
week 5.
And you know what? Maybe this is part
week
of
12.
If you want to tell me that bye weeks are part of the charm of football, like how for big horse races or any horse races, how the gates are randomly assigned with a draw, and it's just one of those things that are random. I respect the argument. I'm like, you know what? Some things it's just, randomness to it. It's part of the quirk of the sport, but some teams got week 4, other teams got week 12. I think it is malarkey. I have a couple ideas for it.
Okay, I do too.
One, on the low end, a whole division should be on bye together. Full stop. It is an easy fix. I don't know how for competitive balance purposes it isn't that way. Number 2, I don't really care so much about your fantasy football bros, but I would almost condense the buys. I wish there were 2 of them in the year, but in the world in which we're working with one, I would almost condense the buys into like a 4-week window, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
And maybe in week 9, it's like AFC West, NFC West. Week 10, South, like all of it. Or if you want to get crazy, I'd have buys week 6 and 7 and like 12 and 13. And one of 6 and 7 is a whole fucking conference. Bye. Now that seems too heavy for some. That's why I said maybe just 2 divisions. But there's a way to fix it. Some ideas are more extreme than others. But if you want to just say, hey, it's quirky, it's random, it's part of ball, then that's I kind of don't totally disagree with it. But there should be some uniformity to it.
I like the idea. It was going to be I want to hear yours too, that it would be 2 divisions go on by. There's 4 bye weeks, and they all happen back to back to back to back. You can't do the conference off because it's just too much. Like, you need to have games on for TV rights.
My position is
just full week off,
bye week, and like World Series week is the perfect week to do it because Fox is one of your major.
Settle down with that.
It's okay.
No, it's not. I mean, the fact that we have
people would love.
No, but you know what you know who wouldn't love that? People who own NFL franchises. They would hate that.
They'd love to have the week off. They get the same amount of. They're not getting less money.
The owners don't give a shit about that. They give a shit about their TV revenue. If there's no TV revenue, that's bad.
They'll continue to get the TV revenue.
There's no games on.
They get paid a flat rate.
Not if you said, hey, we're not broadcasting football this week.
We're not reducing the number of games.
No one wants an empty week. That's an insane
empty week.
idea.
No,
it's like, come on.
It's a radical.
Teams off.
It's a radical idea for fairness. Everyone's off in week 9, and it's like if you're a broadcast network, ESPN, you have all kinds of things you're showing other than the NFL.
Get out of town.
If you're ESPN, you are showing college football.
No one cares, but
you are showing
those networks need football. It doesn't matter what game it is the highest rated thing they have.
But
you're losing money.
You're still going to have all of the games.
Yeah, but you're missing a week.
You're just taking a week pause in the middle.
No.
And
everybody wanted to be like, let's move on. Like, we don't even need to do this because this is just bad. So
okay. That's the radical solution for fairness. Everybody's off the same week. And
that's too radical.
We could all
an empty sheet of ball.
I mean, this is greedy for me. I'd love to have a week of football.
I'm with you. I would. Great. I would
love to go on vacation. Sure,
it would be glorious. I would love it too. There's no way that could ever happen.
Well, it could happen. It's just not going to happen. I appreciate that's not.
I don't even want to engage in this.
It would be amazing.
The sort of things that we let you engage in fantasy, and I will not engage in this idea of an empty ball week.
It'd be awesome.
It would be
awesome.
Jeff, do you think when they go to week or they get 18 games, you might get 2 bye weeks?
Yeah,
and your ideas are probably more credible. But,
again, like it's just, just hearing Coach Harbaugh talk about the boys this week, and it's not like you can implement, become a new team or have a new scheme. It's more like just to get some rest. I mean, you conclude the preseason and the end of training camp. Like, these guys have been at it for like 16 straight weeks, and it's finally a chance to just get away from it. But I just wish there was some consistency with the direct competition. So, and I think there could be a way, and there's going to be bye weeks again up until week 14. And we had teams on week 4 bye. It's just too scattered. That's all. That's, and I know like clustered buys, 8 teams on bye. Like, what about fantasy, bro? Let me check my notes. Don't give a fuck.
It was worse. Remember back before the Texans came into the league, it was worse because you had to have a team on bye, at least one team on bye every week of the year, including week 1 and week 17.
You want to know something, Tim? The Chargers had bye the week that got canceled because of September 11th, and I thought that was not fair because then everyone got a bye that week.
But you also got a bye in the last week of the year.
Yes, and then the Chargers had a bye at the add-on week of week 18. It's like everyone.
Did you make the playoffs that season? I don't remember.
Yeah, they were probably a horseshit team. I didn't actually they were so bad I didn't actually care. I was like, wait, now the Chargers pretty much didn't get a bye that year is essentially what that amounted to. But that was what Tim's talking about. Teams were on bye in like week 2. It's like, what?
I read that was the biggest tragedy of 2001. I read that on Reddit.
I
Maybe
do
it's from
remember
Jeff's account.
3 or 4 years ago. I remember
I don't have a
when-
Reddit account.
I remember 3 or 4 years ago there was a hurricane in
Tampa
Miami,
and someone.
Miami and the Buccaneers both had to take a week 1 bye that year.
Yeah, and they had to play their game during. They had to rejig the bye week
Because they were playing each other that week, and they also happened to have the same bye week scheduled, so they just moved that game to their bye week, and they didn't get a bye.
The harder thing would be, because of the international schedule now, would be doing what we said, either put 2 divisions on bye or have a division for each of 8 weeks on bye, and they all go on. That you would have to rejig the schedule to the point where divisional games would then have to be played in the international locations, which I know they do not want to have. They want those to be meaningful games for your home and away.
Of course.
So I'll do
Although
my
they did
number
this year.
6 here, and then maybe
Chargers,
if you
Chiefs.
want, we can like split this up. I could do the rest later or finish it now. It's
No, we got momentum going.
Do you have 5 left?
Like
yeah,
6.
I got 10. I'm only on. I haven't even given 6. I have 10 things. Sorry.
All right, we'll go 6, and we'll save the next 5 for next week. I like that. There's a tease for next week.
That's fine. It can be a tease. And I'll shock people. You would have thought that.
I want to hear the people's grievances on too, to see if we'll play it Family Feud style. Can people guess what the top 5 lists are? Complaints that Geoff has about football for next week.
I will say this. I have a complaint that I guarantee you no one gets, but it's real to me. And it's just my NFL. And I even had a prop here, but is number 4. So it's going next week. Last one, many of you probably would have voted it in lower, but I mean it. And I'm only passionate about it because it felt like no one was talking about it other than me. And now lots of people are talking about it. And we don't have to spend a lot of time on it. And that's just the Tom Brady thing. And that's just we've talking about it enough. So we can just move on. But I will say one thing about it now. No, stop. Tim, this is so unfair because
I know, but we have been. I do agree with you, but we've gone over this ground so many times.
But hold on, yeah, you're right. But now there's just one point because what I said was my biggest concern is actually now in the forefront, even though no one cares, and that's fine. The league doesn't care. I shouldn't care. They'll care when the Raiders are good again. And, now he goes to primetime games and he's like, I wish I could have the headset on and be in the booth so bad. I wish. But now this was my fear. And it wasn't about these production meetings. It was about what's about to happen. What did the Raiders do this week? They fired Chip Kelly. If any owner wanted to have any conversation with any coach on any other team, they couldn't. They couldn't till after the season, after the Super Bowl. All you jackasses rolling your eyes at me, pop your fucking ears up. Okay? They couldn't. Tom Brady, what he gets to do, he gets on field for every game. He can talk to a consortium of offensive assistants that you can think are nothing burgers. But these are just a preliminary process that he gets to conduct, and to think that he's not, you would be crazy. So this is actually the greatest advantage, Pat. The greatest advantage that Brady has in his multiple roles are when the Raiders are trying to fill coaching vacancies of any significant magnitude. Right
so far,
now,
so good.
No, well, now listen, it hasn't gone well, but now this is the first time where he's had this job and there's been an in-season firing. And listen, if he recommended Chip Kelly, it's like, it's not like whatever they did there this year should give confidence that they'll get it right, but it's a young regime. But I'm just saying that this is where Brady, if I'm a Raiders fan and I'm Brady, I better be using my advantage right now. Because Tim can laugh. What if, any coach who's fired a coach, they ask for a field pass for a random game. They're not fucking getting it. They're just not getting it. It's not allowed. Tom Brady can, and I hope for his sake, even though I don't agree that it's allowed, you think he's going to use it to its fullest advantage. So as the season winds down and he gets to call the biggest games for Fox, the American Game of the Week, probably featuring the best teams with the best offenses, he's going to get to be talking to all their support staff. And for anyone else, it would be tampering. And you can mock me. You could laugh at me. You could think I'm in over my skis here. Something about Philly on the wall, conspiracy. But I would think it'd be disingenuous to ignore what I just said. So that's it. Top 5 for next week. And Tim agrees with me. He's got to, like, I got to make a case. This chubby 5'9.5" Jew has to catch Usain Bolt and use in a most insane contest. So Tim's got to make that face. When inside, he knows he fucking agrees with me.
I don't think you're wrong. I think you're overestimating its importance, but I don't think you're wrong. I don't know that Tom is really using this time to scout offensive coordinators. I really
it's just meetings. He gets to have conversations that are tampering, like legitimate Tim. What he gets to do before the game now and talking to offensive assistants would cost your team a 3rd, 2nd, 4th round draft pick. If caught, do it. He gets to do it on the up. So he better utilize it. This is an advantage the Raiders have. They better hire good people.
So what every team needs to do is hire one of the play-by-play guys or color commentators. Or they should pull a Bobby Valentine and just wear one of those masks and get onto the field.
He had a fake mustache.
Yeah, fake mustache.
Troy Aikman out of the ass for him to be a consultant for my team, I guess.
Do you think that I don't know what his relationship is like with Jura right now? You don't think that Aikman and Jura talk?
No, Aikman is the only person who said like the Cowboys are. No, Aikman does not hold any punches.
Listen to him.
When there was that Monday Nighter a couple weeks ago and Jerry was like promised a big trade, Aikman was ripping him. Doesn't look good. Jerry looks like a genius today. Good for you, Cowboy fans.
Sort of, but if they just had Micah Parsons, wouldn't this just be no problem?
They'd probably be kind of where they are already and not have given New York a 1st rounder and a 2nd rounder. But
yeah,
I'm happy it worked out this way.
Okay, so I guess my top 5 go next week.
I like it. Very passionate. Bring in the passion. You're a real clam chowder today, Geoff.
I love ball. And if you like ball, we usually have a 99% chance of getting along.
To recap last week, it was a bad week for the crew here. You pushed your Superlock because we had Kansas City at -3 on the show. Geoff's, as we're recording this, still hasn't happened yet because it was in the Monday Night Football game. So we're all pending San Francisco -6.5 for our records. But I was 4-8. You were 4-8. Geoff was 7-5. The coin, the big winner at 7-5. You still remain 28 games above 500.
5-7, not 7-5.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, 5-7. My bad. The coin was 7-5. Geoff is 93-79. You are the first to 100. 172. I'm 80-92, so that's bad. 20 games behind you. Got to make a rally for 500. The coin gets back to 2 games under 500. I hit Atlanta as my super lock, so I go to 3-8. You get your push. You remain 5-6, and we'll see, Geoff, if San Francisco covers the 6.5, ends up going to 8-4 with his super lock. You tease a loss because Seattle did you in.
Yep.
And yeah, I think it was just them. May have been someone else, but they were the ones who did not cover.
By like a half point or something.
It was by a point. It was -7. They won by 6. And I actually lost a teaser exactly the same way in real life.
Happens.
Houston at Indy is the first game on the slate. Indy is favored by 4 points. 44 is the total. As of this recording, Stroud is not out of concussion protocol yet. He has time to do so. But starting to think like this might be. Remember that year that Sidney Crosby had that concussion?
It was serious.
Just out the rest of the year?
Yeah.
Starting to feel that way for Stroud.
They can't rush him back. This is one of these things you have to take every precaution. If you're the Texans, the last thing you're going to do is rush your star quarterback back with an injury like this. So, I'm going to proceed as if Mills is playing. But
do you think that this line is a Mills line or a Stroud line? This feels like a Stroud line.
Yeah. I like Houston, though.
I like the Colts. I think this is a great bounce back spot for the Colts. You know what the Colts record is at home?
7-0.
It's technically 5-0 because they won an international game. But just get them back indoors, get them on a fast track. We've seen it. They're a different team, especially offensively. Like their offense gets stuck in the mud when they have to play outside.
Yeah, that's true. I think they're going to get stuck in the mud, so to speak, this week too against a pretty stout defense. They're going to have their hands full with the Texans.
Agreed. They can block, though. That's helpful. The Bills, they can't really block. Extra rest for Houston, too.
Sure is. And, of course, the Colts went to overtime. I don't know. I just get a feeling that the Texans are going to put up a really great fight here, and they're going to play this game super close. I don't know if they're going to win or not, but I do like the points. I think you're right. If you like the Texans, you should probably hold off because I think it's likelier than not Mills plays, and I think it's likelier than not that this spread drifts a little bit in the Colts' direction. So
yeah, the Texans have been playing some pretty close games. I mean, they've won 4 of 5. Their only loss was to the Broncos, which is probably a game they should have won.
Certainly.
They lost 18-15, Geoff. And even before that, like the Seahawks game wasn't close, but they put up a fight.
Mm-hmm.
They ended up losing by 8. They beat the Ravens. They beat the Titans. Frankly, the Texans just haven't played very many good teams. Like beating the Bills was by far their best win. And the Bills had a chance to win that game at the end despite playing really terribly the entire time.
Yep.
It's not that I worry for the Texans. I don't really care about the Texans. But the Colts, they don't need the game, Geoff. But this goes a long way into solidifying them in the playoffs, everything that's happened this year. They lose this game, the wheels start coming off a little bit.
Oh, they lose this game and it's game effing on. I mean, Houston would be on their toes. And Jacksonville could win this week playing the Titans and be right on their heels. But Houston's a type of team. Like I really think they could like take the Chargers playoff spot for sure. And they would be a dangerous team in the postseason. I like Houston +4 here. It's going to be just a close. It's going to be a really close game, I think.
Remember, this is also the same Texans team that 2 weeks ago couldn't score against the Titans. Like I expect Indy to score 21 points here or more. They do that like.
They're going to do to the Colts defensively the same thing the Chiefs did, and it's like Jonathan Taylor is out of the game.
Yeah, but
so you beat us?
I don't think that they can do that on a fast track. I think Jonathan Taylor is too fast. On grass, he is slower. On a track, he's faster.
I think you can bottle up any running back if you want to and just compel Daniel Jones to beat them. And Daniel Jones has looked kind of shaky for a month. So
if they can get enough pressure, we've seen Daniel Jones start to crumble a bit.
They got tons of pressure on Josh Allen last week.
But
Josh Allen's a significantly more elusive quarterback than Daniel Jones.
Sure, but he had no time to maneuver.
And I don't think that Daniel Jones is either. It's going to be a very tough game. Very tough game for the Colts.
Although per the metrics, the Bills' offensive line had been pretty good all year. They were dealing with a few injuries. I prefer the Colts' offensive line. It's been very good all year. And even to go back to that game that the Broncos won, the Broncos have a better offensive line than the Colts do, obviously. But it's not like it was a ton of... What are you doing there, Geoff?
I'm just retweeting some content I was on earlier.
Is it good content?
I think so. Average.
Is that the you and Pizzola show?
Yeah.
Are you belting out some Rod Stewart tunes like they did on the Best Bet show last week?
No, Rod Stewart's a boss, though.
I love Rod Stewart too.
Love the Rod.
I like they talked about how they love his music and like listen to it when they're cooking. I love listening to Rod Stewart. So.
I think that the Indy offensive line will hold up, and I don't think that they will have an answer for Jonathan Taylor here. I think if the game was outdoors, yes, maybe. But again, anytime we've seen him on a fast track, he hits the outside and he's gone. And it only takes like 2 against the Texans that they can't cover. Because Indy's defense isn't bad.
No, it's not.
So I think it's just a very nice. Indy is a short list for Superlock at home in this spot. Just better at home. San Fran and Cleveland. We do not know the result of the Monday Night Football game as of yet, but the Browns are 6-point dogs at home. 40.5 is the total. This is another one, Geoff. I don't know why I'm feeling it this week. Whenever that happens, I win like one game against the spread. I love Cleveland. +6. Undefeated at home against the spread.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Like, I enjoyed watching Shedeur
come off the field and watch his team score touchdowns.
Yeah, root his teammates on as they run wildcat in the goal line.
Yeah, I don't know, just making some nice plays and it not being horrible. Not playing the Ravens, coming off the bench, getting a few days of practice. This is tough. Just trying to project, like, this is a game I have no feeling on, Pat. So all I'm trying to do here would be like, what would Pizzola do? And he would just try to figure out which way this line is going to move and, give this pick hoping that he scores a half point. So I'm going to, with you, take Cleveland and hope this 6 is better number than what it goes off at, because I got zero feeling on this. I don't know what to make of San Fran. I'm actually nervous that Carolina could make them look stupid. The defensive injuries are so bad. And at home, Cleveland can hold their own. So Cleveland plus the points.
Yeah, this feels like 17-14 Niners win.
No, I really like San Francisco here. I don't think the Browns are going to go 8-0 against the spread at home this year. I really don't. And this is such a different step in class compared to what we saw last week against the Raiders and the 49ers. And the 49ers offense is healthy now. Their guys are back.
Cleveland did this to Baltimore at home. They did it to Green Bay at home. Like, they've done it against good teams at home.
They sure have.
Them down.
They're not. Yes, they have. But they have a quarterback on the other side who just can't move the ball. No, the line. I was off by a ton of points last night. And my read on it continues to be the same, that this has got to be the wrong number, and I've got to take San Francisco here. And we are teasing San Francisco down.
See, I don't mind that. I think that San Francisco is going to win the game. So San Francisco to a pick. It's just we're going to see. It's like San Francisco's defense is bad. We'll see what happens on Monday night. But
the Browns are the perfect team for that because they can't take advantage.
They can't stop the run. They will run Wildcat, and it will be effective.
You can put 8 or even, God forbid, 9 men in the box and say, "Go ahead, Shedeur, beat us." And you know what? He's not going to be. Yeah, but Saleh is.
They did that.
Robert Saleh is too good of a coach to get beaten by the likes of what Shedeur Sanders and the Browns are rolling out.
But that's what ended up happening. That's why Shedeur ended up passing for over 200 yards on Sundays. They basically put 9 guys on the line, and eventually he just flicked it over them, and someone came down with it.
I would continue to take my chances. And the opposite side is the Raiders can't score. The Raiders can't match. The Raiders get down 14-0, and they're hapless. San Francisco has the type of game breakers that the Raiders do not possess. I think the Browns are in tough to cover here. Like I said, they may go 7-1, 6-2 against the spread. They're not. I really don't think they're going perfect at home. You got to pick your spot, and I think this is a very bad matchup for Cleveland.
See, again, I think it's a good matchup for Cleveland, Geoff, only because they can run the ball very effectively against a defense that just doesn't have the bodies to stop them anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Cleveland, their ability to put pressure on the quarterback and, worst case, run the ball marginally well makes me just want to take these points at home.
17, 13, 6, 23. The amount of points they've given up at home this year. And one of those came off a defensive score.
If they give up 23 or 24, they're not going to cover.
I agree with you.
And I think the 49ers are perfectly in line to score 24 points.
I don't know about that.
You should
short week for them too.
If Tim actually made a bet, like with money, I would say you should look for alt 49er lines.
Like this could just be a 17-0 game.
Yeah.
But maybe did you see Shedeur's interview on the field after?
I did not.
Great.
I was in here.
He's like a wrestler.
The only thing
he's awesome. I hope
that's
he's so good.
Really annoying about the Shedeur thing is you cannot treat him like an underdog. He's the furthest thing from an underdog.
Yeah, but he is in the underdog position now, though. Everyone thinks he sucks.
I guess. But this is just he's a guy getting his opportunity. He's not an underdog. He's not. I forbid to believe that this is an underdog story.
He's not Kurt Warner stocking the shelves in Iowa. Yeah, what? He's not Kurt Warner stocking the shelves in Iowa and coming out of the Arena League. He's Deion Sanders' son who played at Colorado and had a ton of attention. And people have amnesia.
Him every step of the way.
10 months ago,
facilitate this moment.
People talked about him as a top 5 pick.
Which is amazing, but it's like any framing of this being an underdog story is.
That's right.
No.
That's right.
So you're saying that Shedeur Sanders and Peter LaFleur have nothing in common?
Agreed.
This is giving real Cam Scatabo vibes.
Oh
Tim on Shedeur.
No, I'm not. I'm not anti-Shedeur at all.
Do you think that Shedeur would ever date or marry someone with the haircut of Kurt Warner's wife?
I don't actually have an opinion on Shedeur much one way or the other. I just don't think he's a very good quarterback right now.
I don't think we know.
And I think this is too few points against a team that is significantly better and is not going to be phased by as much as what the Browns are. That's
not
what
an
I think.
Underdog. He's a bad pro. That's it.
Just right.
Hey, Gabriel's at a concussion protocol, and they're still starting Sanders.
I would too. You got to see what you have.
And didn't you say they had to give J.J. McCarthy time?
Yeah.
When he has way better coach and way better weapons. But Shedeur's, he's not very good, apparently.
Well, he hasn't been good, but I also agree with not benching him. You should play him out. You need to see as much tape as possible on him. But
you got to let him
I'll believe in him when he's good, but he hadn't been.
You got to let him get a few starts.
The Browns don't seem to believe much in him. So.
I thought Stefanski did a very good job of hiding him in that game. And I think that he can continue to do that in this game.
But what happens when they're down 14?
Well, then it's over. It's just like when Tebow used to get down by 14 points. It was simply over. That was the end of it.
So that's why I don't like taking underdogs when they have no chance of clawing their way back.
But Cleveland at home is the best defense in football. It's not even by the metrics. It's not particularly close. They have been.
That's a super small sample, and they're probably not going to be the 85 Bears at home all year.
But this goes back to
even it's cold with weather. Then we have this West Coast 49ers team playing
on a short week.
Yeah, sure. But I'm
taking the points. I have no feel. I'm just like I said. I mean, this is. I'm just trying to guess if which side might have a little CLV.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, then you take Cleveland will have worse CLV because the Niners will likely win on Monday night, therefore be bigger favorites. If they lose to Carolina, it'll drop 4 or 5 or something. It's all dependent on what the 49ers do on Monday night.
I guess I'm playing both sides of my mouth because the 49ers are my super lock. I have them at 6.5 for that game tonight.
Jacksonville and Tennessee. If I make Jacksonville my silver pick this week, just go bet special teams touchdown for the Titans. Every time that I bet against Tennessee, Geoff, they score a special teams or defensive touchdown or both. It's incredible how they're able to do that. They are 6.5-point dogs at home, 41.5. I can't take Tennessee is the problem. Although they are the right side of this game because Jacksonville will play the stupidest game possible. Well, they just did have a stupid game. And they still covered.
But they're playing another bad team where they play poorly. I just don't think the Titans are going to cover 4 weeks in a row, which is what would happen for them to cover here. I want no part of this game. It wouldn't go anywhere near a teaser. If you somehow are alive in Survivor, don't.
You might have to.
Take someone.
Well, this is a double week, too.
I know. I'm telling you, take the Falcons. Take somebody else. Just don't put Jacksonville in your life until you have to. Anyway, I will take Jacksonville with very little confidence.
I'm going to take the Titans. I've already bet them +7, and I'll just ride with it. It's 6.5 now. This game, this game will be so stupid. And the Titans certainly are not going to take advantage of Trevor Lawrence's 3 interceptions and a half. So, I don't know.
But you're taking Tennessee?
Yeah, I'm going to take Tennessee. I've already bet it +7, and I'm not giving the other side of something I've already bet.
I'm going to take Jacksonville. Screw Tennessee.
I'm not confident about it.
One of these games, Jacksonville has to roll someone, don't they? They rolled Carolina week.
They just rolled the Chargers. What are you talking about?
Yeah, good teams. Right. They rolled.
Yeah, they rolled good. They
beat good teams.
Dude, they belt to ass the Chargers.
They beat really good teams. They flounder against bad teams.
Yeah, they lost to the Bengals, Seahawks, and Rams. I mean, they didn't beat those good teams.
And the Texans with a huge lead.
Yeah, and then they beat the crap out of the Chargers.
They went to the wire against the Raiders. They went to the wire against the Cardinals.
They beat the crap out of the Panthers in week 1.
Yeah, this, you can't trust them. But I continue to say, my gut tells me they're gonna run Kansas City out of the playoffs and grab that spot, and they're gonna win this game.
They've only covered this number 3 times all year. No, twice.
I'm not confident about it. That's for sure. I can't take Tennessee to cover for a 4th consecutive week. I don't have it in me.
New Orleans and Miami.
Oh my God Almighty! How does this happen?
Woo!
This is why they keep showing them it's become my favorite thing now in the league. Geoff is the in the hunt graphic, and the Dolphins are always in the hunt in the graphic now because you look at their schedule; they have maybe 1 loss left the rest of the year. It's ridiculous how
many
easy
wins would they get to if they ran the table?
They're what now? 4-7.
They could get to 10-7. I actually think they're going to get to 9-8. I really do. You look at their games that they've got left. They've got 1 really losable game left and 1 coin flip game left.
And it depends on how long Baker's out too.
That's what I mean.
I wasn't even considering that game. Bucks.
They got the Patriots game.
They got the Bengals with Burrow, and at the Steelers is probably that's a game the Dolphins would lose.
Usually, but who knows what Pittsburgh's going to be up to these days.
Yeah.
Maybe. Just saying, and the last game of the season may not make a difference.
Are you hyping up the Dolphins in their playoff run so when they lose to the Jets next week, you can claim that the Jets knocked them out of the playoffs?
No.
Because I know how your mind works.
No, I actually hadn't got there yet, but I probably could have gotten there on my own. I'm not there yet, but It would be sweet justice to eliminate the Dolphins for the second straight year out of the
Oh
playoffs.
my
But that's actually not where my head was at. I just looked at their schedule, and I've been playing a lot with the tool for the playoff machine. And like, I don't get the Dolphins into the playoffs ever because I have them at 9-8, and that's not getting you in. But like 8-9, 9-8, like that's where they are going to finish.
I think that the Dolphins should request a transfer to the NFC South. They are far more of an NFC South team at this point in time over the past 20 years.
It's all money.
I know, I understand that, but if you just look at the teams that are in the NFC South, doesn't it feel like the Dolphins should be in that division?
I mean, we are due. It's been like 22 years. We are like past due for a little bit of realignment or a little bit of conference switching.
So what would the division be? You'd put them in with like Tampa, and maybe you throw Jacksonville in the division.
Personally, I would keep them in the AFC, and I would swap the Colts and the Dolphins. Because the Colts,
that'd be spicy.
The Colts really don't belong in the South, and the Dolphins, well, they're on the East as well. Move the Dolphins to the AFC South and move the Colts to the AFC East. And there's historical rivalries with the Colts in the AFC East too, because as people have noted, the Colts have won the AFC East more recently than the Jets have, or more times than the Jets have. And they haven't been there in 22 years.
You could simply trade the Jags and Dolphins and move the Jags to the AFC East.
You could, but like the Colts geographically don't really belong in the South.
They don't really belong in the East either. They're in like the center of the country.
You're right, but they're like more easterly than they're southerly, if that makes sense.
Well, you know what you could? They're more north than south, right?
Yeah, I mean, Baltimore could also fit.
Could you do a three-way swap? Could you go Colts to the north, Ravens to the AFC East, and then move the Dolphins to the south?
You could. I think the entrenched rivalry of Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cleveland is too important to the league to do that.
I don't know. I feel like Indy in the Browns could.
Like the Dolphins' historical rivalries just don't have the same cachet that like the ones in the AFC North do. So, I mean, you can move them to the South as well. Like you could take Carolina and switch to Carolina and Miami too, but I wouldn't do that.
My spread on this game?
Yeah, the spread is 5.5 for the Dolphins.
And it's a must pick the Dolphins. Like
that's so many points.
Kirk Cousins beat this Saints team by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, you say that, but they did have 2 goal line stands. If the Saints just don't use Taysom Hill, I think that they cover games. But
they're going to keep using him.
That's it. He's dead.
Going to keep using
dead to me.
Anyway, I can't get to New Orleans in this game.
I'm getting to New Orleans in this game. They have a good run defense. Dinosaur Neal is their new running back.
And if the Dolphins win, like you said, their football season hinges upon a Jets game. And like I didn't know we'd have another Super Bowl in us, but maybe we do to knock them out next week.
I'll wait this out, but I think this gets bigger.
It probably should get to 6.5. I don't know that it can get to 7, but
the Saints. Listen, like losing the Falcons, they were favored. It's a bad loss, but I actually think they didn't play as bad as maybe the score looked. And
now a Saints Falcons game isn't as bad as the score indicates, is it? Okay, that's how it is now.
Well, I'm not defending a bet that I didn't make 7 years later, 10 years later. So what are we doing?
You know what you're doing.
They had chances to score, and they're the Saints, so they don't score. That's really the issue.
They're a bad team. Their best player, Kamara, is like dinged up, and he's not been very good this season.
Yeah, they have Dinosaur Neal.
Like
D. Neal.
It's frustrating, but like Miami is in line to win a bunch of games here, and like save McDaniel's job, and
6 is the best. Unless they do lose out. I did say this to Gary and last night, Geoff, that
aren't they off by too?
Yes.
Yeah, they are. I think that Mike McDaniel keeps his job. I think they I think they fired Greer, so they're going to keep McDaniel.
But here's the thing. I think McDaniel deserves to keep his job, but I also think that he deserves, if you're going to let him keep his job, then I think you deserve to let him have a clean break from Tua, because if you recall, he got the job out of like the Flores clusterfuck, and is Tua good? Is Tua not good? And he pretty much got the job by convincing whoever made the decision that he can make Tua good.
And he did.
Which is exactly why you don't.
That was the reason he was hired. That was what they wanted. That was the only thing that mattered. I don't care about winning games. All that coaching hire had to do was make Tua good or better than his parts or better than himself. And McDaniel did that. And then I think they've shown that there's a limitation there, but I think he deserves a chance to do it again with someone he picks himself.
They're into Tua for, as we discussed last night, they're into Tua for too much money. They have to have him next year.
You can bench him next year. He can be your backup.
I would keep McDaniel for the exclusive reason of like, you need to see the Tua thing through for the last year. And if you don't succeed next year, a new fresh coach will come in with a new fresh quarterback.
But if you like McDaniel, then you have to. if you like him, then you have to, don't you? If I liked McDaniel, if I'm Stephen Ross and I like McDaniel, I want to see him with a new quarterback that he gets like a training camp with.
Like the reason that Stefanski has continued to keep his job in Cleveland all these years, I think he's a great coach.
He is.
There's only so much you can do with a lack of talent.
Agreed.
And
Great point, Pat.
But they're going to have Tua next year. It doesn't matter.
Like in a different world, Tua is Shedeur Sanders.
But they have Tua
with a different
he's
coach.
on the roster next
Sure,
year.
but
he's going to
it's
play.
not his fault that he's on the team. I mean,
as Geoff said, the reason he's on the
is because he was able to coach him up.
And the reason he's the head coach is because he made the case that I am the Tua whisperer. So, they deserve each other. So let them have one more year together.
I would like to see him have a real quarterback and see what he can do with it.
Yeah. I would like to see him get a shot. I'd be when Mike McDaniel, like if they fired him and he goes somewhere else and they draft this quarterback in like the mid-first round or they sign a guy, I'll be like just so excited to see like how that guy develops, almost in the same way how like Cliff Kingsbury getting to Washington after failing as a head coach.
Well, I mean, I don't know what the schedule looks like in terms of big games, but like now they have the cross-flexing. Maybe when the Dolphins and Bills play, if Tom's calling the game, you can chat up McDaniel beforehand and try to like lay the groundwork.
I would like to see Zach Wilson in there for a couple starts.
Oh, no.
I would too.
No, what's the point?
Protect your draft pick.
What is the point?
See something.
There's nothing to see.
The worst thing that would happen is that like he looks good and he tricks him.
There's nothing to see there, unfortunately.
I don't know about that.
What
about every other Jets quarterback who turned out to be like, all right?
Zach was different than those quarterbacks.
We're in this era of Daniel and Baker and Sam. We're in this era.
Okay.
He needs to. I don't know if Mike McDaniel's the guy. Maybe Zach Wilson will be Minnesota's starter next year if they don't get Mac Jones.
I am enjoying that a little.
Are you taking Miami or New Orleans here, Geoff?
I'm going to take New Orleans, but I agree with you, Pat. This might not end up being a good number come Sunday.
There's already 6s out there right now, which is we're using the cool bet lines that they're standing in solidarity. They know that Miami's a trap this week. They're not going to give you too much there. If you're in Canada outside of Ontario, go to coolbet.com, hit the description, you get yourself a bonus. There's always PME boost, fastest payouts in the biz, and they are not taking 10 cents per side on the lines either, which is huge. If you're actually shopping around, it allows you to lose more.
It's got to 6. It would be on the teaser, but it's not. So it's not.
Okay. Also, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time on Thursday. Probably put that in right
That's
now.
right.
We're going to be live. Us three. Jared's going to be here too. I hope. If it's not, it's going to be a real shit show. Me like trying to press buttons with a long stick over there behind the glass.
I'll run the board.
You know what? We should do a show like that. That should be a show. We'll put a camera back where Jared sits, and you can try to switch the cameras and set everything up. But
I set myself up today.
You did. You got your earpiece in all by yourself.
And my microphone and my chair and everything.
Listen, this is 2 shows in a row. I don't know. I mean, I can't hear his microphone in my ear. It looks like he's talking into it.
It looks like, yeah, it looks good. Yeah. I wouldn't be concerned about the switching. It would be if anything went wrong. Ever. Yeah. Nightmare fuel.
Panic at the Disco, Tim Andercust.
Yeah.
But
I like that band.
Cam and Rob are going to be on this live show. It is the Thanksgiving Day Best Bets. I would encourage you to tell your family, put it up on the big screen. Shenanigans will ensue. We're trying to get some more viewers.
Shenanigans will ensue. That I can promise you.
And then we'll have the Best Bet show coming out just after that, too, if you're looking to kill some more time. Atlanta and the Jets. Give me the Jets.
No.
Atlanta with a minus next to them means no cover. I will bet on the Jets. This has been a foolproof strategy. I know it feels wrong. But Kirk Cousins, bad, man. He's really bad.
So are the Jets.
Yeah, that's fine. These are 2 bad teams. Give me the points in bad team games.
Not enough points.
You think that Atlanta can shut down Omichi Premier?
I do, actually. This game has dumb written all over it, too.
If it has dumb written all over it, take the Jets.
No. I can't. I just can't bring myself to pick the Jets in this game.
You really don't want them to win, do you?
Oh, I always want them to win. I'm sorry. I have a sickness where I want my team to win every time they play. I can't help that. Whatever the cost may be, I want them to win. But I just don't see it here. I just, I know it's outdoors and it's Atlanta and it'll be last day of November and it'll be cold.
Over under Will McDonald's sacks in this game.
Probably like 3.5 because he'll be a menace. But like when push comes to shove, I just don't trust the Jets to do what needs to be done.
Is London going to be back? No, right?
He's like 50-50, probably not going to play.
I just
Give me
can't.
the
I just
Falcons.
yeah. I
You're
just
taking the Falcons
I just
anyway?
Can't.
Falcons is a favorite. Bad bet.
It usually
I
is,
know.
but like this Jets team is so bad.
Oh, they're great. They covered against the Ravens.
Plus, they're like this. Honestly, this is kind of a look ahead game.
Oh, because they can knock out the Dolphins from the playoffs.
It's kind of a look
You
ahead
didn't
game.
even know about that.
Yeah, but now that you mentioned it, I think it's kind of a look ahead game to Miami next week.
Oh, and we got some more breaking news here as we're doing this. So Arizona at Tampa Bay.
What's the breaking news?
Baker Mayfield has an AC joint sprain in his left shoulder post MRI. It'll be a pain management issue, so it remains to be seen if he can play on Sunday. So there's
I don't know about this Sunday, but he's not going to miss much time.
Well,
that guy
they
played with.
They
Remember
said
what he played with in Cleveland?
It destroyed him for like 2 years. If I am the
That was his
Buccaneers,
throwing shoulder.
I don't care. If I'm the Buccaneers, I am throwing myself in front of him and saying, look, we are in such a terrible division. We don't need you yet.
we need you to beat Carolina in these two
We
games.
need you in week 15. We need you in week 16. We don't need you this week or next week. If we lose them, we need you to not be. He comes in. He was hurt last night, and he got re-injured just trying to throw a deep Hail Mary. Like, take the time. You pay coaches to make decisions. Bench him.
I would keep him out the next 2 weeks. It's at home against the Cardinals, at home against the Saints. Then you go Falcons, Panther, Dolphins.
I
Panthers.
might even leave him out against the Falcons too if he's not 100%. He needs to be as close to 100% as possible before I bring him out there. When we get down to the really short strokes and they play Carolina 2 of the last 3 weeks, that's when I really need him.
If you win those 2 games, you make the playoffs.
I probably need to split them, honestly, and I probably between both of them for sure.
Tampa Bay
what
is
what a nightmare that will be for the world if that's the
Sunday
Sunday night football week 18 Buccaneers Panthers, because that's the only for sure play winning in losing out game. What a disaster that will be.
I'm telling you, the NFL will rig it that it's Chicago Detroit.
It would be
as the play-in
that
game.
would be ideal. That's what
Wow.
that's what the world wants.
Wow.
That's what I want. But we don't get what we want in this world, and I can't wait till we hear more complaints next week. Geoff will explain to us so we don't get what we want always out of Park Avenue. That's just anyway.
Tampa's a 2.5 point favorite
I
still
like
in this
the
game.
Cardinals in this game.
I like the Cardinals as well. They have to win one of these games at some point, don't they?
We're teasing Arizona up without Baker, and I think they will be. I really sincerely believe they will be without Baker this week.
Even if he was in, do you really want it's sort of the case that I made on the Thanksgiving show about Burrow. Like, I think he's coming back too early.
Jared had made the point in the room, and he's not wrong, that Brissett has played very competently the last month. Even in games they're not winning, Brissett is not the reason that the Cardinals are losing football games.
And he did. You know what he has? Great veteran decisions. When
Yeah.
they went for it on that 4th and 12 from their own end,
He threw the ball in
He
the
threw the ball. He was just like, he was about to get sacked. He's like, you know what? I'm going to throw it as high as I can
one thing-
down the field in the field
Yeah,
of
but
play.
you know, I
That's
wish
the
at
one
other
thing you
points
can't
in that game, that's the only time in the game he realized he could throw the ball away.
Yeah, he wasn't throwing the ball away. He just knew that if I take a sack, it's the same as me throwing it high into the air. So why don't I do that
Only thing
instead?
I can't do is get sacked. I like Arizona a lot in this game.
I've enjoyed watching Brissett. He's tough as nails. You wish he's delusional to think that he can evade some defenders because he always gets caught from behind when there's a chance to throw a ball away. He doesn't. Yeah, I'm, I guess, a little frustrated. The Jags beat them. Teddy Bridgewater, I think at this stage of his career, could be like a D tier backup, just not low. So give me Arizona.
Do you know what we totally forgot to mention from Sunday was Jameis wearing the gloves inside the dome?
Oh yeah, I noticed that right away. And then he had a pair of gloves
Do
on
you think
indoors.
it was to set up the reception later in the game?
If that's the case, kudos. I didn't see it coming.
5D chess from Jameis.
That was wild. It was like, why are you wearing gloves indoors?
Imagine how much fun Jameis would be on Arizona right now. If Brissett is doing this, imagine Jameis.
Yeah.
Oh!
I don't feel strongly about a lot of games this week. I really do about the Cardinals.
I think
I
that
agree. That's one of my
Tampa
favorites.
is spiraling.
and it's not really Bucky Irving might be back for this game, which would be helpful. It's just the Tampa Bay defense, as it's constructed, can be passed all over. They have a very good run defense. Dean is probably still going to be out on the back end. And Arizona can pass all over you. They can't run. They can't really play defense. They can pass. And if you're facing Teddy Bridgewater, they should score 24 points.
Yep, I agree.
So a round of Arizona, Tampa Bay is with the coin, though. I think that Baker will go in this game.
I hope he doesn't.
No.
That would be mismanagement from Tampa.
They're going to go limited, no practice, limited practice, needle in game.
He's gonna get,
then he's gonna get hurt more.
Then he's gonna get hurt more and be out. Then where are you?
He's gonna be like the Black Knight. He's gonna be out there in a wheelchair.
We are the Knights that say me. That'll come up soon.
It will.
Oh, well.
Let's do it.
Rams, Carolina. We don't have the Carolina Monday night final as of yet, but the Rams are 10-point favorites.
This is a laughably short line.
It is. I kind of like Carolina to cover the spread.
No, the Rams are a wagon right now.
They are a wagon, but this is a classic. Let's show up, score 20 points, and win the game. Get out of Dodge. Hey, Carolina, there's this guy on our team. Have you seen him? He's Blake Corum. We're going to give him the ball 40 times today so no one gets hurt. Cross country, I guess it's a short week for Carolina. The run defense isn't bad. I can just,
Rams. That's all.
Ron Ram.
Boom, 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 boom. Ron Ram.
This game
The
will be dumber than
the
it should, I
Rampede is
guess.
on.
I'm with Pat. I'll take Carolina plus 10, but that felt gross to say.
The coin is also on Carolina in this game.
It should be like 14.5. You're getting value if you take the Rams here. I really do.
You know what? It's exactly how I felt. And I bet Seattle last week at minus 13.5 in a game that they should have won by 25 points. And then they almost lost at the end because stupid things happen. Good teams playing really shitty teams on the road in an inconsequential game where you know that you're not going to give up enough to lose at some point, but then you just don't try to score anymore too. It's like, it's the health and safety game, like Geoff would say, for the Rams here. And Carolina, I don't know, they can run. It's good. Good for them. Just don't ask Bryce Young to throw 55 times, and I think you'll be all right. That brings us to the midway point of the show, which means it's time for a mini version of Cust Corner!
Cust Corner, it's Cust Corner. Cust Corner, it's Cust Corner. He's got the hottest takes with the highest stakes. He should be president of the United States, but it's Cust Corner, it's Cust Corner. Cust Corner,
So I noticed today, and Pat noticed the same thing. And so it's interesting that we were thinking alike, and I wanted to bring this up, was that just today, Variety magazine released the top 100 comedy movies of all time.
It's a terrible list.
And it's quite a shocking list. And it's not that I don't like the movies that they have ranked really highly, but it seems like they're not the movies that I would have picked, and they're not in the places that I would have picked. So the number one comedy movie of all time is The Naked Gun. Now, I love The Naked Gun.
Which isn't but it's not as good as Airplane.
It's not as good as Airplane. It's hilarious, but it's not as good as Airplane. Waiting for Guffman is number 5. Now, I love Waiting for Guffman.
I'm actually on team Waiting for Guffman.
I love that movie,
show,
but I think it's their third best. Even though I love Waiting for Guffman, I would put Best in Show or A Mighty Wind ahead of those. Now they have Annie Hall at 3. Yes, okay. Annie Hall is the most decorated comedy.
So here's where the list I think becomes too weird. That if you have like Annie Hall, you have like
The Great Dictator.
Like Fargo is number 8. Like, are we saying these? Because it's not the funniest movies; it's the best comedy movies.
Comedies,
but very clearly, Naked Gun isn't the best comedy movie of all
No,
time.
I don't think so
That
either.
if you're gonna have Fargo in like the top 10, then it should be like number 1, or Annie Hall should be. If you're doing this, or where's Tootsie inside the top 5? Like, it's on the list, but it seems like they couldn't differentiate between here is a serious movie that's a very good movie, like an Oscar quality movie that's also funny, and here's a pure comedy.
Yeah.
They did not figure out a way to mix those two things
I think
properly.
the problem is, and this is what I ultimately came to determine, was that this is an impossible list to compile. You actually cannot have a best comedy movies of all time, because what constitutes a comedy, over the eras and over the nature of what a comedy is just too much of a knot to untangle. Because Annie Hall won Best Picture. It's like the most decorated comedy of all time. But like, is it funnier than The Hangover? No.
For example,
No, it's not.
just on this list in general, the movie that Jared, as we pointed out, watched for the first time last night, Anchorman, which he said it was not funny, but
Put him on the ballot just for that.
Anchorman is one spot behind Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I didn't like that movie.
No, it's not good. It's also not funny.
So I kind of believe that the conceit is impossible. But then I thought, like, I'm not going to do a list, but like, what are the best comedies of all time?
Like historically great comedies, or like what you actually think are the best comedies?
Both.
Because I find it like there are very few comedies made from 1979 and before that would even have a chance.
See, to me though, number one
would be Some Like It Hot because it's
is
not
Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail.
Yeah, see, I think that Life of Brian is funnier. I concede your point. More people like Holy Grail.
Although Life of Brian is before 1970, whatever.
It is, but there's like probably 5 movies I could think of. Both the Monty Python movies, Doctor Strangelove. Some Like It Hot's fine.
It's okay. It's fine. It's funny, but like it's
that's like Annie Hall's not funny.
No, I mean it is.
Blazing Saddles would be on
Blazing
that.
Saddles would be on,
like the Mel
Young
Brooks
Frankenstein would be on that
But,
list.
Like, based on this list,
You're seeing it now? It's
Yeah.
really bad, right?
yeah, based on this list, I would have like the Birdcage in the top like 10 if we're doing serious,
Birdcage
like
is
not straight
hilarious.
comedies.
Yeah, the La Cage aux Folles and Birds. Yeah, that's a great movie. Like you're talking about the Robin Williams and Nathan Lane version.
and-
Yeah, but if
and
it's
Hank
just
Azaria.
straight like
super hilarious.
belly laughs, like
The first Meet the Parents is hilarious.
Yeah, but like for example, at number 27 on this list is the Philadelphia Story, which won Best Picture in 1940.
Again, people-
and the movie after is Richard Pryor live in concert.
That's not a movie.
Like,
And I know
what are we doing here?
people speak very highly of the Philadelphia Story, but again, I just don't know how you can
I
even
think
evaluate
you
it.
could have actually done a list. I don't know why it'd be so hard to make like movies that are
Well,
like
what's the list is my
comedies.
problem. Like, what's the list? What is the best comedy? Is it like the most hilarious, most jokes per minute that make me laugh the hardest? Is it like the most excellent movie that also happens to be comedic? Like, that's what I mean.
No, like I don't think that is it. Like that's why I don't like the Annie Hall inclusion.
But like, what else is Annie Hall but a comedy? You can't call it a drama. You can't call it a thriller.
I think you should probably just think about it in terms of decades and just think of what the funniest movies of that time frame are. Like, Jared, what would you have as your best comedies of all time? Like, I would have Doctor Strangelove inside my top 3.
Sure.
I don't think many people would have that. That movie is genuinely hilarious and still holds up.
Like, where's Fast Times?
I don't find the but Fast Times is also a movie that's a comedy, but it's not like a ha 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 comedy.
No, but like,
It's more of a comedy.
Animal House should be. I'm so shocked Animal House wasn't in their top 10.
Is
That
South
seemed
Park
like
on the list?
That would be on, or like,
Or Team America is on the list.
or Back to School. Why isn't that on? Like those are like
because
the.
that's actually not
Old
that
School's
funny.
not on the list.
Old School's not. Well, no, that was a different movie. But no, Old School's not on the list either.
Yeah,
I was
that's,
talking-
this
yeah.
list is wrong.
It is wrong, but it's because I don't know that the list is actually
Is
something
Happy
you can
Gil?
do.
I mean, is Billy Madison on the list?
I don't think I didn't see any Sandler movies.
Spanglish.
That list is wrong.
No,
Spanglish.
I'm just joking. I have no idea.
There's no Billy
The first
Madison.
half of Spanglish is actually pretty good.
There's no Happy Gilmore. What would
I
be
see Waterboy.
Like, is Jim Carrey on there at all?
Waterboy is on it? Yeah, Waterboy's number 50. I think that if you're just
Ace Ventura,
Liar.
Ace
Man on the Moon.
Ace Ventura is number Man on the Moon, good lord.
And like the original Austin Powers, I was howling.
Yeah, Austin Powers is
That
on
was
this
one of the
list.
great moments yesterday too. We forgot to
Oh
mention.
yeah, who is Will Campbell got carted
Yeah,
out
the
in the New
Patriots-
England game, and the guy got caught on the fucking cart.
Like
he
Austin
couldn't get
Powers,
out.
he was wedged between the wall and doing like a 20-point turn, like Austin Powers.
So I just thinking of
Ventura 69, I see. Or no, that's Pet. Yeah, 69.
So if it comes down to walking into a movie and laughing the hardest at it, and I think it's harder to do because we just don't go see comedies in theaters anymore. And I think that's one of the reasons why you might not respond to Anchorman. It's because everyone else saw it in theaters, and to see it in theaters with
Stitches.
200 people laughing along with it makes it totally different. But the movie that people laughed at the most and is actually like a cutting movie is Borat.
Oh my goodness, yes. Borat was one of the few comedies I had to like. I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it after it came out. I watched it with people. We had to push pause several times because the laughter was so like literally side-splittingly funny. We're like you're in pain. You are laughing so hard at that movie the first time.
Is Jackass in here?
Something About Mary.
Sure. Yeah. So like these now again, we are products of the 1990s and early 2000s.
So that's our age, but that's why again, like why
Someone else
millennials
might
are going to
say-
have their own list.
Yeah,
Gen
but
Xers
like a
are
movie
gonna,
like Role Models might be in my top 20 comedies ever.
Role Models is a great movie.
I told Jared that of all those like 2000s Apatow like esque movies, that's the one you want to watch. It's fucking
that's the
hilarious.
one I
There's
laughed
one of them
so
is in the
hard
top
it's
10. Isn't there? Like really high. I can't remember which one it was.
Jeff, you white, you Ben Affleck.
It's not Pineapple Express. I'll tell you that right now.
No, I mean I didn't like Pineapple Express. No, none of the Apatow ones are up there. They probably put the
Napoleon Dynamite.
What? No, Napoleon. I don't ever watch Napoleon Dynamite again.
It's on the list.
It's on the list. It was really fun. I saw that in theaters. People died laughing at that.
I thought it was hilarious. And then I watched it like 10 years later. I was like, what was I thinking? Like, this is not funny.
That movie's
See, like
20
Coming
years
to
old.
America, the original should be way higher.
Yeah, the 85 to 2008 run of comedy.
Yeah, like
That should almost be this entire list.
Yeah, like-
I agree with you, Pat. Maybe we're just biased. It'd be like if I ranked all-time NFL jerseys, it would just be in a certain nugget of years.
Like Wayne's World barely cracked the top 100.
wait, I mean, like, did Dumb and Dumber crack the list?
I didn't see Dumb and Dumber on it.
Dumb and Dumber has one of the funniest scenes in the history of comedy. It is where Jeff Daniels throws that snowball into her face from about 3 inches away,
The look
as
in his
hard
eyes.
as he can. I couldn't believe how hard I was like, that was such an outrageous moment.
The Birdcage is number 61 on this list. Geoff, I can't wait for your era of dressing like Robin Williams in the Birdcage. You're going to move to South Florida, like the chest hair, the chains,
The mustache.
wife beater, like the very casual, like Hawaiian-esque shirt, the white pants. You're going to be in your element.
I ask my wife almost like once a month if she's ready.
Jeff wants to wear those winter white pants 12 months a year. And doesn't
Just
want to be
putting that
told
out
no.
there. I ask my wife about once a month if she's ready, and she usually isn't. But boy, oh boy, is Kafia Chow doing her part for me.
Well, it's not going to last too much longer. It's going to be over soon for you, Geoff. You're going to have my main man, John Tory, back.
I love Come Home, please. Oh yeah, he would demolish. Well, you never know now, but
No, he would.
Probably. I think he,
he
would
should
probably
demolish
do
her.
well.
But whatever. That's
So this is a difference. Like, here's where there's one movie in particular I was thinking about. Like, what's a great movie that's also a funny movie, but should be classified like the Annie Halls of like, this is a legit
Sideways.
Sideways
Sideways on the list.
Sideways is pretty high on the list, and I agree. Like, if it was all to be that type of movie, it should be higher. But Broadcast News comes in at 53. Like, Broadcast News either shouldn't be on this list or should be number 2.
Yeah.
Like, it's
shouldn't Major League be on this list?
it should be, yeah. But they don't seem to know what the list is, I guess.
Is Lebowski on the list?
Lebowski is on the list.
It better be.
Where is, like, when you asked earlier, my 3, the first ones that come to mind would be Step Brothers.
Okay, not on the list.
But
Well, there you
a
go.
classic comedy.
Yeah. I really liked Horrible Bosses. Thought that was funny. And The Hangover.
Horrible Bosses.
With
I
like
thought it was-
Jason Bateman.
Yeah. I thought it was really funny.
Oh, Jared. Oh, goodness. I wouldn't.
We just need Jared's movie take corner.
Whoa.
Anchorman, bad. Horrible Bosses, fire.
That one where he's in
Horrible
the car.
Boss
with
is like a
Charlie
bad
Day is in the
Netflix,
car?
like a decent Netflix movie.
Oh, piss off. No. No. No, but Step Brothers not being on the list, I feel like that's a shame.
Like Elf is the highest Will Ferrell movie, which is funny and all, but it's not like the most hilarious thing he's ever been in.
No, Old School is probably the funniest thing he's ever done.
Anchorman's probably the funniest thing.
Yeah, okay. Anchorman is probably the funniest thing.
And then it's probably Old School. I just seen, but it's just so weird that with this list, Naked Gun is number 1.
Yeah, that Naked Gun would be the number 1 movie of all. Like, again, I will not sit here and say a bad word about that movie. There are iconic scenes. Leslie Nielsen is one of the funniest comedic actors of all time. I have nothing but praise for that movie. But it's not the funniest movie of all time.
It's not even the funniest Leslie Nielsen movie of all time.
No, it's not.
And like, no offense, like I'm sure it deserves top 100, but the movie that Bridesmaids comes ahead of, like, woke.
I disagree. Bridesmaids, you turn that like
Bridesmaids was funny.
Of that like 10-year stretch, Bridesmaids is probably one of the 5 funniest movies.
It's not even better than Old School.
It's not.
I would
but it
have
was
Old
funny.
School above it.
Yeah, it's not. But it is a funny movie. I thought
Like, I think Bridesmaids is funnier than Step Brothers. I don't love Step Brothers as much as everyone else.
so many
I find it just kind
activities.
of drags on. And that is the single funniest joke in the movie.
So
There's so
many-
much room for activities. Like, how is Waiting for Guffman 5, but Spinal Tap is number 18?
I
Like,
know
that doesn't make any sense.
Spinal Tap is actually funnier.
You know, Spinal Tap 2 came and went, and
Yeah, and nobody seemed to have seen it.
like Superbad is only 20.
Like Super.
I love Superbad. I think Superbad should be higher on this list.
I don't understand what's it. I just had to when I looked at the list, I threw my hands up and went, this is turning into the exact conversation I hope it would be. Is like, this is a disaster. Somebody help me make sense of what this is.
Do you know
these are all good movies in some ways, but like none of them are.
Do you want to hear something really, really sad, Geoff?
Uh-oh.
We're all older than the guys in Sideways right now.
No, we're not older than Paul Giamatti's character.
He's 36 in that movie.
Goodness.
Whatever.
They feel like old men in that movie.
They are in that.
Think about us now.
I guess
We're old men yell at clouds here.
we're halfway home, I guess.
If we're lucky. I
guess.
Halfway home.
I don't even know what's male life expectancy in Canada these days.
I
I
believe
don't
it's
know. We're on the second half and the first
78,
half.
79?
I believe it's
half went with
79.
no Super Bowls. So
Hey, we're doing better than the U.S.
Yeah, but halfway home.
Well, you guys,
Getting a little
maybe medical technology will be better.
Not with my diet and habits. We're a little past that.
I've
so.
made known I have that Project 113 where I really want to get to the year 2100.
Project 25. What?
Project 113. My goal is to get to the year 2100.
Yeah, having Fargo next to Groundhog Day in
And
back-to-back
look,
spots.
Groundhog Day is an excellent movie.
But those two movies don't have anything to do with each other.
No.
Like, they shouldn't be on the same list.
Nope, I agree. I don't know what this list is. I don't know what you could do with it.
Like, there is a...
So I guess the Variety magazine wins because it generates conversation.
Yeah, well, I believe they released their 100 best movies of the century as well. And I didn't disagree with number one.
Wasn't number one
Mulholland Drive.
Oh, I thought number one was Parasite.
No, Parasite. I believe Parasite was number 2. Mulholland Drive was number
Okay.
1. Or maybe it was Naomi Watts was the best. Because I think that the two best performances of the past 25 years, it was either Naomi Watts or it was Daniel Plainview. I'm an oil man.
Maybe Heath Ledger as Joker.
He was excellent as the Joker. There's a lot of guys that could have played the Joker, it felt like.
As good compare him to what Cesar Romero was doing, or even Jack Nicholson.
Those are different movies. You're not asking Jack Nicholson to be super serious in the 1989 Batman. You're asking him to be.
Wait till they get a load of me.
Cesar Romero was in a comedy show. He painted over his mustache.
Have you seen those episodes, Jared? Please tell me you've seen some of those Batman.
What, the 1960s Batman?
The Adam West and Julie Newman and Cesar Romero.
He missed
and
syndication.
Burgess Meredith and
there's Vincent Price.
Vincent Price is Egghead. Exactly. And who was it that played King Tut?
That I don't. Oh. I know that Frank Gorshin played the Riddler.
Yes, he did. The best was what are you going through there, Jeffrey?
I mean, it is my super lock for last week, but I'm looking like I'm just trying to make some bets.
We still got an hour of the show to do. How about this?
I know. That's why I got to get some bets in.
There needs to be a difference here between something that's supposed to be funny and something that's supposed to be a movie that is, how can I say, a serious movie that's also funny. Like there has to be a distinction between those two things. Like Something About Mary isn't a serious movie. It's a funny movie.
Yes.
Fargo is a farce, but it is a serious movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Even Big Lebowski is a serious movie.
Even like Harry Met Sally, Annie Hall, they're just almost too serious for me.
I don't know that I agree on Lebowski. I think Lebowski's just going for laughs at every stage.
It is, but it's constructed.
Not like the story is a useful or meaningful story.
It is constructed like a serious movie, like a real movie, where most comedies just aren't. It's like, this is a vehicle for you to laugh at, and things will happen in between, where the laughs come with the story in most of these other movies.
I agree. Okay. That's what we got for you.
Look, I keep telling you about Omaha Steaks, and not every single person has got Omaha Steaks yet, so rectify that now, because they are the official sponsor of tailgating. But in the Pat Mayo household, Omaha Steaks is the official sponsor of the holiday season, because I got guests coming over, and they like meat, whether it be steaks, burger, deli-style franks, all the heavy hitters are coming in that cooler, which is so glorious to crack open, easy to make, throw it on the grill out back, and you're going to be set up, no running to the grocery store, and you actually have food that people want to eat when they come over to your house. Shipped right to your front door. There's no off-season for flavor with these guys. Make game day delicious with the official sponsor of tailgating. Visit omahasteaks.com and get $35 off with promo code MAYO at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com, promo code MAYO at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. Ever get one of those scam texts that's so weird you almost respect the creativity? Like last week I got one that said, limited edition hover goat. No link click, but hey, it's points for originality, I suppose. And I was interested in a limited edition hover goat, I'm not gonna lie to you. I then Googled it. Turns out, not a real thing. Luckily, Cash App's 24/7 fraud monitoring helps detect and alert you for unusual card activity should someone gain access to your card. So you can act fast if something seems off. You can also lock or unlock your Cash App card instantly, right in the app for extra control and peace of mind. For a limited time only, new Cash App customers can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. For real. Just download Cash App, use our exclusive referral code, SECURE10, in your profile, send $5 to a friend, and within 14 days, and you'll get $10 dropped right in your account.
Terms apply. That's money, that's Cash App. Cash App is a financial service platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debt cards issued by Sutton Bank. Member FDIC. Promotions provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures.
Back to football. Bills at Steelers. Steelers only 3.5 point dogs, at home. 47.5 is the over-under. With the way that the Bills have been playing, with the voodoo that Pittsburgh has, coming off of a loss, now they're back at home. I don't think that Pittsburgh should have a chance in this game, but they will.
I have Steelers written down here. I like the Steelers.
I'm going to take the Steelers as well. This should be a get-right spot for the Bills. It's got to be. Or they might just be cooked.
I mean, the Steelers have a very good pass rush, and I think someone like...
No, they have one good pass rusher. They do not have a good pass rush.
I expect TJ Watt to play really well in this game. I know Buffalo's coming off the mini bye. They've got some rest.
I'm going to switch. I'm going to go Buffalo. Buffalo wins this game like 30-10.
I don't know. I think it's going to be a very tight, ugly game. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong with Buffalo, and anything that can go right will go right for Pittsburgh.
Well, I think one of the reasons, and I don't know what happened in the Miami game, because the Civ offensive line showed up against Miami and Buffalo lost, and the same thing with the Texans. I didn't look too much into the Dolphins game. Maybe I should go back and do that this week. We don't have the extra day to go prep.
No, exactly.
But where the Texans are able to rush both Hunter and Anderson at you, it just overwhelmed. I don't know if that happened in the Miami game. Do they have two guys coming who just seem to be like unblockable at times? Pittsburgh doesn't have that. They have one guy. And maybe the other guys can get through. Like other guys have sacks on the team. But if everything is just focused on one guy blowing up your spot, I feel like that becomes an advantage for Josh Allen, because he can make that guy miss, and then it's off to the races, where he couldn't do that against the Texans.
I like that analysis. I watching Bears Chicago, sort of like watching Vikings Chicago, and you're just like, I want to try to fade. These two teams are playing each other. I wanted to be fading both of them. So I'm going to fade Chicago this week, and I'm fading Pittsburgh. And I agree with what you're saying there, Pat, although the Bills can be a tough watch. I think Pittsburgh sort of can play into their hands at the moment. I think it's a good matchup for the Bills.
If Pittsburgh decides to, again, do what they were doing in the first 25 minutes against Chicago and pounding the rock, the Bills have no chance of stopping them.
Which is what I would be doing.
But they get away from it.
Particularly if, I don't know if Rodgers going to play.
Rodgers should be back.
All the more reason to hand the ball off. DK can break off one or two.
DK might not play.
And that's important because he would be available for one or two big plays. I don't know. I just feel like Buffalo is staggering a little bit too, obviously, as is Pittsburgh. In terms of AFC, hinge factor in terms of playoff results. This is probably one of the most consequential games of the last couple of weeks. The team that loses is in some rough shape, and the team that wins is in much better shape.
I actually don't think if it matters. I mean, it does matter, obviously, if the Steelers lose, but as long as they beat the Ravens twice, they're fine. That's what their season hinges down to.
To a degree, it does, but they also have to be in a position where both wins is enough to put them at least tied with the Ravens. And they've got some tough games left.
Sure, but beating the Ravens twice is really, if they lose to the Ravens twice, they're probably not in the playoffs
they're still
way.
in a wild card hunt as well, in addition to being in a divisional hunt.
And this would give them the tiebreak against the Bills.
Exactly. So all the more reason that it's really crucial for them. Of course, very crucial for Buffalo is the division is not completely cooked, but 90% cooked. I do want to make 2 years ago, the Bills were 6-6 after a loss to the Eagles, and the world gave up on them, and I did too. And they won 5 straight games and won the division. So they are not dead. You can't count the Bills out. This is a crucial game for them, and yet I still think Pittsburgh is going to find enough to cover the 3 and a hook.
I switched to Buffalo. Geoff.
Yeah, I'm on Buffalo. This was actually a pretty easy side for me.
Okay.
Minnesota at Seattle. Seattle is a 10-point favorite. I'm going to check in on that right now to see what the current line is. This is we're going to have it at 10. I want to see, since we've started the show, has anything changed? That's as low as 8.5, as high as 10.5 in some spots. It's looking like JJ McCarthy's not going to play, and we're getting Brosov at quarterback.
I like the Vikings.
I like the Vikings too.
I like the Vikings in this spot, and I can't even describe to you as I looked at the numbers. Like
I can tell you why. Because you're going to get Darnold against Flores. And if there's one guy who should know what Darnold does poorly, it's Flores.
Absolutely, that's right.
And that still might not be enough for Minnesota to cover the game.
And like Seattle is reeling a little bit. Like they struggled far more with the Titans than they ever should have. And obviously they played they didn't capitalize against the Rams. And it's a lot of points. I expect Seattle to win it, but I kind of expect them to win the same way they kind of won last week by a touchdown or so. And I don't know. The Vikings still have pieces. They still have offensive pieces that can do things. I think it's an easy game to just assume that, and maybe the Seahawks will run away with it. In my gut, I just think it's going to be tighter than this, and I don't want to lay 10 points with Seattle.
I will.
You will. What were you watching there on your phone, Geoff?
I wasn't watching anything there.
I heard sound coming through.
Oh, it could be like kids crying from like out of the room, but nothing from my phone there. I like Seattle here. Again, this quarterback playing in this road game here. You know how sometimes when coaches, they go up against a team that like fired them or let them go, like the whole team rallies for them. This is going to be like an FU mode Seattle. You saw with the quarterback or whatever that player came up to the line, the media a couple weeks ago, told you to like fuck off or something if you're criticizing Sam. So I know it's like a corny narrative. You're not making money betting on narratives, but I think the Seahawks, like they put it over the top. They exclamation mark this one for their quarterback because of the circumstance and the opponent.
Thought they would last week. I thought last week they really bounced back
and they
throttled Tennessee
to a point,
but they didn't do it in the way I expected. I was a little disappointed by that effort, and so
they got pretty comfortable in having leads and the games just being over. And last week kind of bit them a bit.
And I wonder if they're still, I don't know, they may be a little bit anxious. And so the Vikings, as poor as they've had of a season, they're like a distinctive cut better than the Titans, and so that's why I'm taking them.
How many points do you think they need to cover? 4 field goals, maybe, with this rookie quarterback in his first start?
I don't know. I think that Sam is going to throw the ball to the Vikings. I mean, he tried to throw it to Tennessee. I'm concerned
about that too. I am. This is going to be a tight game.
I think if the Seattle covers this game, the defense covers this game for them. They just 24 to,
and that's possible. And Sam could still struggle, or Flores could one up him at moments, Pat. But I think you said it when you were talking about it. You're worried that it might not be enough. The inability of the Vikings offense on the road, like simply doesn't move the ball, just keeps giving Seattle the ball back. Maybe even sometimes with short fields because the kid makes a mistake. I mean, they've had a few quarterbacks in Minnesota this year. They've all sort of struggled to utilize the top playmakers. I don't think this one's going to be any different.
21-13 Seattle.
I mean,
with the game never really in doubt.
Then
you're not getting the back door, and if anything, you're getting the short field when they give up. When they give up a short field late in the game, going for a 4th down, then you just walk into your points.
Oh no, Seattle can't stop 4th downs. No, as I found out this week,
they most certainly could not. Titans were like 5 for 7 or something on 4th down.
It was outrageous.
Yeah.
Vegas at the Chargers. Your team, Geoff, coming off a bye week, feeling good. 9.5-point favorites. 41 is the total, but new offensive coordinator. You think Carroll's son got promoted to offensive coordinator?
No, didn't they say it was a special teams coach or something?
I don't know. I just know that Carroll's son is the offensive
Greg
line
Olsen.
coach.
Well,
it is. Yeah, Olsen. Yeah.
The other Greg Olson.
Who's like this is third stint as offensive coordinator for the Raiders, I think I read somewhere.
Do the Chargers at this point in time with their defense, Geoff, have enough of a pass rush to do what the past few teams have done to Geno? Because if they don't, then Geno's going to have time and he can actually be frisky.
Yeah. I don't think the Chargers pass rush has been like horrific. It's shown up in spots, Thule and Mac. Yeah. I think they will. I'm worried that they still might bench Geno before we get to Sunday.
I did see that they were going to activate Aiden O'Connell.
Well, can't lose this game. Lose this game and just Jesus.
They can't bench Geno, by the way. They just paid him like $40 million a year. And it's not his fault that they're bad.
It's not. The Raiders are the worst team in the NFL. I really think the Raiders are the worst team in the NFL right now. And the Chargers, despite their offensive line woes, coming off a bye, marvelously coached, I think the Chargers are going to take them apart.
I think this game will be unneedlessly close.
I really like the Chargers, and I'm going to tease them down in this spot. It's a play against the Raiders, a total play. And a play on Jim Harbaugh coming out of the bye. You should take care of business here.
Pat, here's the other thing, in a Josh Allen light way. The offensive line for the Chargers, it's not great. And hopefully out of the bye, they can
figure it out.
Figure out a couple things, and they'll get a body back in Bobby Hart. I don't know how much that will help. And again, against Pittsburgh a few weeks ago, they were doing so much more extra tight ends and the fullback. And against Jacksonville, they simply abandoned it. There's a lot of words for me to say. In the same thing you said about Pittsburgh and Watt on Allen, if it's just one guy, Herbert's usually pretty okay.
Yeah, and that's all it's just Max Crosby. And they had one sack against fucking Shadur.
And I'm not saying that Max won't get his on Herbert. The line is bad enough where he'll get his. But for the most part, when Herbert's just, when he's just got to make one move, he shows he can make a move and then make a whole other play out of it. So it's the defensive lines after that. Eagles, Kansas City, Dallas, Houston, Denver, which is why I think the Chargers are just doomed, straight doomed. And Justin Herbert survives the season healthy for mini camp, then maybe the season's a success. I'll take the Raiders, mainly because when I've done this thing, never mind. I'm not talking about it. We'll take the Raiders plus the points. I don't see how the Chargers actually lose. Justin Herbert can't lose to this guy, this team that lost to Shador. That would just put me in a bad place.
Just feel like all the value this week has to be on the Raiders.
I don't think it's enough points. I actually don't think it's enough points. I really don't.
The Chargers are just. When is it? What, does Alt have a chance of coming back?
No,
he's done. Like done. Like not even like.
Oh, maybe I'm not really sure, but they said he's out for the season. Maybe if they won a couple playoff games, but
okay, so
I don't know. But next, like honestly, with Slater and Alt next year, healthy, they can win anything. But right now, they can't. I'm actually a little annoyed they were on the bye, even though they needed it, because it's been a long run for anyone who hasn't had the bye. And that after getting their asses kicked this year, which has happened strangely a couple times, they've bounced back incredibly. And now I feel like the bye almost whitewashes the fucking embarrassment of that last game. Like Jim Harbaugh, after he gotten our ass whipped, has had these guys ready to whip someone else. And I'm worried the bye diminishes that, because even coach acknowledged this bye just has to be for like get away, just go away.
So Vegas for you and
Herbert even brought his girl home to meet mom and dad. So yeah,
I thought that was going to be your list, by the way. Best looking wags in the NFL.
Listen, we can do one, something like that. I wouldn't know, because that would involve too much work, and I'd have to send like Jared pictures.
So Vegas, Chargers for you and the coin. Sunday night football, which I'm guessing is going to be the worst Sunday night football game of the year. Denver at Washington. Washington 6.5-point dogs.
Oy.
Jaden Daniels might play in this game. He's not playing in this game.
I would be very surprised.
Total is 43.5. Give me Denver.
Yeah, Denver's the last part of my tease. I just don't see this. Everything that has gone right for Washington a season ago has gone wrong for them this season. I don't see any reasonable expectation for a bounce back. I really
Who did
don't.
Washington play last week?
They lost to Miami in Spain.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, they were off last week because they were in
So
Spain.
both these teams are off by.
Correct.
Denver's just such a whatever their limitations are on offense, and I think they're relatively significant. They are such a smothering defense that I just don't see Washington being able to overcome. But again, I think it's a very short line.
Washington sneakily played one of the hardest schedules in the league.
Makes sense.
Like they've played Chargers, Bears, Cowboys, Chiefs, Seahawks, Lions, Dolphins in the past 8 weeks.
Yeah, that's a tough.
They've lost them all.
Yeah, and I don't see any reason to think that today will be any different.
They did beat the Chargers. They beat the Chargers and they lost to the Falcons before that.
So anyway, I do like Denver here in a Super Bowl rematch of years gone by. I like the Broncos.
Like if you
think
consider
this line gets bigger if Jaden's officially ruled out, no one could actually think he's coming back off an injury versus Denver. No one.
I agree.
No one
It
could
may
think
get
that,
it may get bigger as people at the end of their Thanksgiving weekend need to chase. And Denver seems like such a surefire thing, right? So,
well, even to go to Thursday night, you have a tough couple games. People will get chasing dirty.
You know, one thing we didn't consider on part one of this, if people watch the Thanksgiving one, is that the Thursday night divisional dog tends to cover. None of us took Cincinnati.
they do, but like this is not a conventional Thursday night. But you're right. You're right about that. Except the Jets did not cover.
Washington's just got too many injuries on defense for me to think this could be like a fun, close, bad game. So
I agree.
We'll make it a sweep of Denver, which maybe is a bad omen for Denver, but
not the coin. The coin likes Washington.
Sure.
Winner of last week, the coin. So it knows. Final game of the week: Giants at New England. I like the Giants.
Yeah, me too.
I'm guessing Dart is going to be back here. If he was that close to playing last week, I'm guessing he's going to play. And they've been covering spreads with Dart. Like they'll be up by 20 in the fourth quarter against New England and lose, but that should be enough to cover the 7.5 points. I worry with the way that the Chargers have melted without an offensive line. I see
think that, They lost 2 guys.
I see a very similar thing happening here with New England. Like losing Will Campbell for the year is, outside of losing Drake May, is the biggest injury they could sustain.
He was out for the year?
He's done for the year.
Oh, I had a busy, okay.
I mean, well, they think that he tore his ACL.
He wasn't originally out. I saw something that, okay.
Just a couple of weeks initially, yeah.
Yeah, there was initial reports, and maybe I got that wrong. I just read something incorrectly, but I thought that the updated report was that he is done for the year. And even if not, he's like probably not back till the playoffs, if nothing else.
Oh, that sucks.
He's not playing this week.
If you guys remember last year how bad it was.
Oh, no. Mike Vrabel confirms he will not miss the rest of the season, but everyone else is saying that he is missing the rest of the season.
I would trust the coach, I think.
Just be Vrabel saying stuff.
So the reason I'm taking the Patriots is because the one thing I think the Giants, we saw it last week, we've seen it a few times this year, are extremely susceptible to is the long play on defense. And the Patriots are the best team in football on the long play.
Can you complete long passes if you have no time to pass?
To be seen. That's a big question mark. Remains to be seen. Until I see otherwise, the Patriots and what they do best is up against what the Giants kind of do worst. And as such, I mean, not knowing what the weather's going to be like in December in Foxborough, I still think it's going to be a game where the Patriots are still well suited to beat the Giants, and I don't know that the Giants can be able to keep up. So I am going to take the Patriots here, but I take the hesitation that you've expressed here, and I think it's built into the line a bit, because with a fully healthy Patriots offensive line, this game probably should go off at 9.5 or something like that. So I take the point, but I just think that the Patriots are going to feast on the big play.
Will Campbell, MCL sprain. Jared Wilson, ankle sprain. Neither considered out for the year. Both should return at some point. So I had that wrong. That's fantastic news for them.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They ain't playing this week, and probably not for a couple weeks.
No, probably not.
Do the Giants have the worst record of any team that's been wildly competitive this year?
They take fun and sadness to a whole new level.
They're the only team officially.
I mean, it's fun. It's
they're the only team
for them. I was with someone who had Detroit in an eliminator. That was an experience, just experiencing it through them. But
just to go back to look at a few of their games, they beat the Eagles in that Thursday night game. They beat the Chargers. Those are their 2 wins. Those are 2 pretty good wins for a 2-10 team.
Yeah.
But they probably should have beat the Packers 2 weeks ago. They should have beat the Lions this week. They should have beat the Bears the week before that.
Cowboys.
They should have beat the Cowboys earlier in the season. That was with Russell Wilson. They should have beat the Broncos. But they should have beat a lot of these really good teams.
Absolutely. They've left a lot. I mean, that's why that all of their coaches have been fired. Head coach, defensive coordinator.
When we get to win totals for next year, everyone's going over.
The Giants will be a very, very trendy pick next season.
They will play maybe they'll end up passing Washington, who knows? But they'll play the shitty schedule, and they're kind of they're just losing one-score games over and over. I cleaned that up a little bit, and you get Dart, Scadaboo, and Neighbors back.
Yeah, Neighbors for sure is the big one there, yeah.
I think having Scadaboo back wouldn't hurt.
I guess. Anyway.
Do you find it odd, Geoff, that Tim really hates Cam Scadaboo?
I don't even know what the origin on that is, other than he's like popular and.
Yeah, that was the whole talking point that I said that Dart and Scadaboo were more popular than Sauce Gardner, which is true, but Tim took real offense to that. When was the last time Sauce was on Raw? Mixing it up with a broken ankle.
Anyway, I don't like. I despise these two teams. Super Bowl rematch. The only times in my life I've ever wanted to see the Giants do well. They did it for me in those games, but I hate these games. I hate these teams. I really don't want to watch much of this game, but I expect the Patriots to just go bombs away here. Try to stop them.
Well, that's Thanksgiving. We gave the people more than 3 hours.
We did. White meat, dark meat.
Be safe.
All will be served.
Watch on Thursday morning.
Yes.
Like I said, tell some friends about it. If you're at home, holidays, family members, if you think that anyone would have interest in this show, I really feel like the Thursday morning live show is going to be the pure encapsulation of why people like this show.
It might be, I'm not trying to keep numbers down, but it's a pretty strange show to make your entry point on.
I feel like you're getting it at the very top level. There's going to be bets from 5 bets for every single game, a Pilgrim parlay, and just sheer madness going on.
Very likely.
Is there a props Pilgrim parlay?
No.
Tim doesn't really do props.
I'm not very good at props.
But could he in honor of Pilgrims?
I could give you a prop parlay, but I'm awful at props. I really am.
You go to SharpStack and get your props. Half off right now, Geoff. Half off at SharpStack. 4for4.com/Mayo. Plus code Mayo gets you 25% off. So SharpStack's down from $800 a year to $400 a year, and you'll get another $100 off for the annual on SharpStack right now. Quite the deal. I showed Tim how much I've cashed out of Underdog over the past 6 months. Even he was surprised.
I was. You're doing great.
And I lose it all on football. I win it all on NBA and WNBA. And just basically, if I just didn't play football, I'd be up way more money.
Sharpie Stack.
SharpStack. 4for4.com/Mayo. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Have a safe travel if you're doing that. Thanks for tuning into the show.
We give Superlocks.
I'm not ending the show yet.
Sorry.
I'm not going to lie, Geoff. I also thought he had forgotten Superlocks.
No,
he seemed like he was doing the outro there.
Sorry, I'll wear it. That's on me, my bad.
You and I were on the same wavelength.
I said it. You didn't.
I was about to, so.
And now we get a Superlock from Tim Cust.
Tim and Cust.
I'm torn.
You're rip torn?
I am. Broncos -6.5 on the road in Sunday Night Football for Tim. You still have the Thanksgiving games if that's the route that you want to go. I thought about the Eagles, but I'm going to go Broncos.
I'm going to take Indy -4 against the Texans.
Arizona 2.5.
I like that too.
Arizona +2.5 against Teddy B, or the corpse of Baker Mayfield.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh, I should bring back. I wonder if I still have that meme.
I'm sure you do.
Teddy Roosevelt's a real hero. San Fran, Cardinals, Chargers, Denver on the 14. Are you cold now too?
No, I'm actually quite comfortable.
I'm cold.
I'm cold. My hands are cold.
I feel old. I'm cold. Oh.
Yeah. Again, you're older than Paul Giamatti in Sideways. Think about that.
Can't wait till we hit the Wilford Brimley line.
What is the Wilford Brimley?
Like 52 or something when you hit that line. I don't know exactly.
Is that when you get diabetes?
No, but like there's that there's that, you know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
The Brimley line is like he's a particular age in, what's that movie?
The Firm?
No.
Because he's in.
No.
How is he a bad guy? Him being a bad guy.
The best part about him being
that
is that he's chasing down Tom Cruise. Like Wilford Brimley's like not in shape. He would do well in my decathlon. No, what movie is he in that's the famous dividing line where like he's like 49 or 51 in this.
But he looks like he's 70.
Yeah, list me some of his movies and I'll give it to you. It's a one-word name.
I couldn't like him. He died in 2020, so at least he's off the hook for not.
Was it the movie there are like old people on a boat?
Yeah, what's the name?
The Natural?
No, it's
Cocoon?
got one word. Cocoon. It's Cocoon.
Yeah, that's
Wilford Brimley's actual age in Cocoon, which was like 48 or something, and he looks like Max van Sydow. Like he looks 83 in the movie, but he's only like 48. That's like considered the Wilford Brimley line when you get to that age.
I appreciate you guys doing this a day early. I think the viewers will appreciate the shows coming out earlier too, because there's a lot of travel going on. You know what I like to do on travel? Listen to podcasts.
I like to sleep, apparently.
You can't not. You sit down and...
Yeah, I download a bunch of things off the YouTube and such.
Oh, you got your YouTube Premium, do you?
Yeah.
I don't have YouTube Premium.
I don't either.
I have too much time on that thing, so it got me.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of YouTube.
I do.
I do not. See, if I watched a lot of it, I would pay the premium because that would make way more sense. I also don't watch a lot of YouTube on my phone. And where I have ad blocker,
yeah,
I don't really care. But YouTube Premium on your phone, you can leave YouTube running and use other apps with it, right?
Yeah,
that would be the big thing. I would actually watch more YouTube if that was the case.
And you can download shit for like airplanes or just car. Yeah, it's just
And you can lock your phone, like
you can just turn it off.
Playing. That's where I get all my podcasts, just YouTube videos.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, why not
just Bill Simmons?
Why don't you just get Spotify or Apple?
Download.
I'm
I
a YouTube guy.
have YouTube Premium.
In the same way Tim listens to his music on regular YouTube, I do.
I can see, like, although all these videos are up on Spotify for our show, if you want to watch them or switch over to the audio version. As someone who produces a video podcast and has for 10 years, I prefer to listen to them audio only.
I almost exclusively listen to things.
Yeah, I'll have like either an earbud in or my phone's across the room or whatever it is. Like I'm doing things. I'm not sitting down to watch it. But.
Yeah, me too.
All right, that'll do it for us. Happy holidays, 10:30 a.m. Eastern. You can go hit the bell on that video. It's already scheduled to ensure that you don't miss it. You're going to want to be there live. And check out the thumbnail for it. It's already incredible. So go do that. Smash the like on the way out, all right? I'm Pat Mayo. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Pat Mayo Experience! Experience!